Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how we doing today? Well, I had two individuals that actually bought something for me today. One was a neighbor, the other one was the neighbor's daughter. A different neighbor's daughter. Yeah, two different houses across the street. And they spent about, $70. One bought a $50 item, the open sign, and the other one bought the wheelbarrow for $20. You know, she's a single lady that lives alone and keeps to herself, and very seldom do you see her outside working in her yard, and doesn't like to be around other people kind of issue. She's an introvert, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, y'all know. If you don't know, then you'll learn right now. I'm an extrovert. I love everybody. I love to talk to everybody. The more you talk to somebody, or more importantly, the more you listen, the more you learn. You learn how an individual thinks. You learn how they, look at the world. It depends on the conversation, of course, but you learn what kind of human being they are. And it's I've been doing that since childhood, since almost after infancy. More like starting probably around, probably 2 years old, 3 years old, where I started studying people, and it was because of my abuse up in infancy and up in my a year and a half old, when my mom took a Hot Wheels track, beat the hell out of me at a yard sale, and sliced me in all different parts. All I had was diaper on, yanking my arm up and screaming, "You're a bad kid. Look at what you make me do to you." But I still love her. Absolutely love her. If it wasn't for her, and she wasn't abusive all the time. She learned her abusiveness from her mother, who learned it from her mother. And so on down the line, all the way until, my great-great-great-great-grandmother was a full-blooded Creek, and was just like in the early 1804, 1806, I can't remember which, when the federal government passed we're going to educate the natives, where they stole all the children they could and put them on into boarding schools. And a lot of the boarding schools, like the one my great-great-great-grandmother was in, was a Baptist boarding school up in Jacksboro, where they beat, raped, and molested the Native American out of her, because that was their motto. We're going to make the native come out. We're going to make the native go away, and we're going to do whatever is necessary to do so. Is that messed up or what? But that's not what I meant to call y'all about, or call. Hey, yeah, I called y'all. That's not what I meant to do this video for. I wanted to show y'all. I don't know if y'all be able to see it or not, but you can still see some bruising. And, it's getting a little better. Of course, today is the 3rd of March, which is a Tuesday. And we've already seen the other videos, and so we know we're keeping a timeline of the look of it. Of course, it's not the palm. It's that bruise right there, right through in there. I showed a friend of mine that today, and he was like, "Well, that doesn't look like something that the handcuff, normally a handcuff." Here, I'm going to set you to the side so I can use both hands. And I said the handcuff usually goes across like this. Well, when you're as big as I am and my hands are behind me and they're more shaped like this, that handcuff is going to be at that kind of direction. Like, let's see if I can, like that. And it's going to be so tight because it's trying to pull, it's trying to pull it this way to the other one, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why that bruise looks like that. And, that was when, for those of y'all that haven't seen my other videos, that was, what was it, Saturday morning or Friday morning? I'd have to relook the videos, but that was when, early in the morning, where I was at a dog park near my VFW, and I had my dog Daisy. And the police officers, one of them called me, and the next thing you know, I was surrounded by 4+. I saw 4, but there was probably more. White Settlement Police Department. I guess I call them the corporate, because they're corporate. They're LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporation, and I call them corporate, militarized, mercenary, tax collecting jackboots, or fucktards. That expletive, it all depends on how they act. If they act like a fucktard, I call them a fucktard. If they act like a bully, I call them a fucktard. And that one that cuffed me so tight and refused to loosen it a couple of clicks, at least a click or two. I mean, just to make it where it wasn't so tight. And to finally having to kick the inside of the door of the I call it a dog den. It's the dog pen, excuse me. That's where they put their give me a second, my brain. That's why they treat people like two items of people. You got perpetrators and you got victims. So they treat the perpetrators like dogs, bad dogs, and they throw them in a pen, which is inside their vehicle. And then they take them and put them in another pen, which is inside their facility, their corporate office, I guess you would call it, where their jail, so to speak, is. And they didn't like me talking about it like that. But when I was doctor, I said, hey, can someone please come just loosen this one cuff? I asked them. They opened up the back door of the SUV that they were using. I said it to a couple of them that were there, and they wouldn't even look at me. They wouldn't even listen. They were the ones that I was riding with. And I was like, you know what? I said it loud enough, and then I just said, fuck it, and I kicked the shit out of the inside of that door that my feet were by. I kicked it a couple of times real hard, and one of them ran over, opened it up, and he was about to get all physical on me. And I said, and I've told y'all, I don't know how many times, I need someone to loosen a couple of clicks off the brain at the moment, off the cuff on my right wrist. It's too tight, way too tight. And one of the other officers, not of those two, not the two that I was riding with, but another officer there, might have been military, might not have been military, it doesn't matter. He was more of a give a fuck, not a fucktard, came over and he opened up the other door behind me and loosened it a couple of clicks. And I was like, oh, so much better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I may sound like a piece of shit. I may talk like a piece of shit, but I got the First Amendment on my side. I got the right to freedom of speech. That means I can say anything I want to, whoever I want, whenever I want to. And their job is not to punish. Their job is not to get mad because they don't like what you say and treat you like crap and throw you in a cell like they did to me for over 16 hours without being able to see a judge so I can bond out if necessary on whatever charges they were giving me. They forcefully made me wait. I've had worse. Trust me, I've had worse. I kept telling them they had one of those little chairs that they strap somebody in. I said, why don't y'all just go ahead and go put me in that chair? Let's go have some fun. I'm going to start cussing even louder. Y'all put something on my mouth, eventually y'all going to take it off. We're going to have videos of all of it. So, y'all got videos going. Trust me. We're going to have some fun. I may decide that this will be the first time I decide I'm just going to go ahead and get me a lawyer and just sue the holy fuck out of y'all. Each and every one of you personally, and the corporation you work for, and the city. I may still do that. I don't know. I don't like to do that. But sometimes, to be honest, in order to get something changed, to get it corrected, to get mistakes corrected, is the only way to do it in our society is to sue the holy fuck out of, whoever it is, the police, a corporation, which they are a corporation, a business, an individual or whatever that's done wrong, that does wrong, that do wrong. And in order to change that, you got to sue the fuck out of them and take as much of their money as possible to make it where they finally make a decision. We probably need to change what we do. We probably need to do it right and not do it wrong. You would think you didn't have to do that. But in most cases, they don't want to listen. They like their power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely get away with it. They like that. It's unfortunate, but they do. Now, that's not every officer. That's not every corporation or police department or corporation. I guess police officers are corporate entities. And that's not every one of them. But unfortunately, it's way too many. And the ones that don't tattle or say anything about the ones that do, because they'll get their, they'll lose their job, lose their ability to work, lose this, lose that. And it's just because usually the evil, the wrong, goes from the bottom to the top. It's not hard to figure out. It's very simple. All right. Well, we're at. I got a pair of glasses right here. We are at 11 minutes. So we're gonna end this one. Oh, my hair looks like shit. But my yard sale, I got 2 people that showed up today. Well, I guess you'd say showed up. They didn't come here for the yard sale. One was doing her yard, and she saw my wheelbarrow and decided she'd like to buy it. The other one saw my open sign and wanted to buy it for her husband. They weren't coming to a yard sale. They didn't come in to look around and see anything else, unfortunately, because I got some amazing shit. And again, unfortunately, I'm going to try to be quick. We're at almost 12 minutes. Nobody today from my VFW. I'm so sad about that. I'm going to be quick. I published in the local newspaper a 200-word essay. And I got to put my glasses on for this, so bear with me. And I don't know if I've ever read this on any of my videos, but it's called Letter to the Editor. It says, Dear Editor, greetings and salutations. I would describe for you some of my experiences thusly as a member of VFW Post 5617, located on Cherry Lane and White Settlement. The VFW, which stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars, is a conglomeration of truly unique and inspiring individuals from all walks of life. We are military veterans that have either seen firsthand combat situations or served in combat zones that induced stressful environments from which we survived, sometimes not completely intact, yet always with a deep desire to serve again if the duty calls. We all agreed to kill, die, and most importantly, fight for our fellow American citizens, our beloved United States Constitution, and Old Glory, our bearing standard. I never talked about my military experiences for well over 25 years. And to find a place that I could share my experiences has been a blessing. Our VFW post has done amazing things that would make anyone humble by comparison. During this past holiday season, we adopted 2 families of veterans in order to make certain that their children of their families had amazing Christmases. A longtime member of our VFW post, suffering health issues, was in need, so we held a raffle and were able to earn enough money to purchase him an electronic lift chair and also installed handrails in his bathroom. Thank you for your time and consideration. I hope my words have done some semblance of justice to an already outstanding organization. Michael Flipside Dinsmore. And of course, my original was about a 400-word essay, and unfortunately, the editor said I had to reduce it. It's horrible because the other 200 words that went, I mean, it went even more amazing for the description of what I talked about, the female members. We're not just brothers, we're brothers and sisters, and I went into all kinds of different things, but they forced me to reduce it, and I reduced it as best as I could on the time allotted. But this was, and here, I'll show you, it's, the White Settlement Bomber News, and it's the 76th year, number 4. There's their phone number, there's their address. But it was on March 23rd, 2017. I think you can see that, maybe. I don't know. But that was when it was published. And that was 2017, so that was 3 years ago, roughly. Yeah, I was right, 3 years ago. My brain, my traumatic brain injury and my broken neurons that aren't connected as good as they used to be, it got that 3-year mark. But hell, we're at 16 minutes, so I need to let this go. I keep making these too long sometimes. I've been talking about all kinds of shit, haven't I? I'm still having this yard sale all the way until Friday. Friday is the last day of this yard sale, and I've got some really amazing things that some people might be interested in. And of course, what I'm trying to do is get rid of all my personal, give me a second, brain. I'm trying to get rid of all my personal, I've said it on other videos, so bear with me. Property, thank you. My own personal property. My wife, who will soon be my ex-wife, her property, not everything that she owns that's here, I'm not doing anything to. I'm not just hurting it. I'm not selling it. Only things that are mine. Things that I've brought into this relationship. Things that I found. Things that I bought. For me, for us, those things, And I'm trying to get moneyed up because she emptied out the account for me, emptied out my ability to get in the account, and stole a bunch of shit from me. Had her daddy come over here and do it. And I'm not going to try to sell any of her stuff. I could sell all her shit. I could try to. And she's got some pretty nice stuff too. But I wouldn't do that. I'm not a thief. I'm not a fucktard. I'm going to give a fuck. All right, oh my gosh, are we at 17 minutes? Yep, we're about at 18 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I truly do love each and every one of you. I'm at 825 Hackamore Street, White Settlement, Texas, 76108. So if anybody wants to come over here to my yard sale, and I got stuff in the house, I got stuff in front of the house, and I got stuff in the carport, I got stuff in the storage out back, and I'm just trying to, once I don't want to take everything with me because I don't have enough room in my girlfriend, in the back of my girlfriend, my 1969 Ford. I just don't have enough room. And I don't want to put all that stuff in storage somewhere or take it over to somebody's house and have them put it in their storage or a free bedroom or any kind of crap like that. I don't want somebody else to be responsible for me. I'm responsible for me. And I don't want to force people to come buy shit. I'm simply would love for people to come and look and see if there's anything they're interested in. Because if they're not, it's just like going to any other yard sale. You go and you look, you don't see nothing you want, you go on. It's that simple. It's like nobody knows anything every day these days. Everybody's got these cell phones and you got these computer technologies and they got all this other crap. And they got their Facebook, and they got their this and their that, and nobody sits there and wants to have a breathing, loving connection with an individual anymore. They'd rather just do it online, and that's unfortunate. That's truly unfortunate. But all right, we're about to hit that 20-minute mark, and I keep saying I need to end. I truly do love each and every one of you, truly and deeply I do. Carpe diem, which is Latin for seize the day. Most importantly, have a great evening, a day, a night, wherever you are, whatever part of the world you're on. I've got 5,000 friends, and I've got friends, apparently, I've got friends all around the world. They're my Facebook friends. And I love my Facebook friends, and I love everybody. I love all the life on the world. I truly do love each and every one of you. I truly do. That's it. Peace. Catch you on the flip side. Arr!